Thank you for asking this question. There's a lot of misconception about this. I think this matter came up during the Senate hearing on the issues of subsidy. And some names of marketers were advertised as people who have supplied various volumes of crude and have some volumes of transactions with government. These, most of them are our own marketers. They are doing genuine business. So when we talk about 1-point-something trillion, it's not as if somebody stole 1-point-something trillion. The feeling is that probably if there are no leakages, the amount of money we are using for the subsidy may not be up to 1.2. That has not been proved. But the thinking is that it looks so staggering, and we are looking into it. Maybe very correct, may not be correct. So don't create an impression as if there is a cabal that stole 1-point-something trillion. No, that is wrong. It's just like if you go back to the service providers for the telecommunication. MTN is doing business in Nigeria. They are making gain. Glo is doing business in Nigeria. They are making gain. You cannot say they are cabals taking money that does not belong to them. So those who are trading, they use their money or borrow money to import products and bring it in. Government pays, so they will make money. So it's wrong to say that they are cabal as if they are a group of cabal that are little. No. The issue is that probably along the line, there are so many people who bring in these products. Some they are major traders, some minor. So along the line, they believe that some monies we've spent probably were spent wrongly. Or probably the amount of money used for the subsidy may not be the exact amount. And it could be from the office. They may not be involved.
So, Mr. President, when we say that there is corruption, then where is this corruption then?
Actually, what I'm saying is that it is not just that because there is corruption in the chain that we are talking about deregulation. No. I told you there is corruption everywhere, which we are fighting. It's not just only in the oil sector. The perception or the feeling, wrongly or rightly, that I'm saying wrongly or rightly, they feel that maybe people may be cheating. If we have listened to the town hall meeting in Lagos, even when the Minister of Finance spoke, he said, yes, we cannot say that probably people are not playing fast on government. There may be, may not. Okay. But it's been investigated, so don't just as if it is because of the corruption or the way money spent was being stolen. You know, that is a very wrong impression.
Okay, Mr. President, I will let Fatima Akilu.
Over the last couple of months, there's been sell the idea of fuel subsidy to the Nigerian people. And the overwhelming narrative that is coming out is that without the removal of this subsidy, that we'd not be able to pay our way, that we'd not be able to meet our obligations, and we wouldn't have the funding to provide safety nets for the poorest Nigerians. Mr. President, are we broke?
We're not broke. We're not broke, but as a responsible father, you save for your children. As a responsible mother, you must prepare for your children. In most countries, they plan for their grandchildren, not just their children. But here in Nigeria, it's a country where we feel that any money we generate, we must finish it, not minding the future. If you listen to the CBN government, in the time, yes, even the present government in Lagos, during the town hall meeting, he said yes. Even if we don't deregulate, the present government may manage through borrowing to run the country up to 2015. But then the next government that will come in cannot survive the debt burden. I say every government borrows. We are not saying that government don't borrow. There's no America borrow. Just few rich countries like China for now, you don't talk about borrowing. People, Saudi Arabia, they have over $100 billion as foreign reserve. So there are some countries that have this kind of, but majority of the countries borrow. There's nothing wrong in government borrowing, but your borrowing must be sustainable. The present rate at which we borrow is no longer sustainable. It's not as if you cannot borrow to continue to run government. We are talking about the budget for this year, 2011. The total capital budget, which is about 1.7 trillion, was borrowed and a part of the recurrent. And we cannot continue. A number of Nigerians don't even know. They feel, oh, we have oil, so that as if we have excess funds. No. When we look at the whole thing, we do the analysis, we realize that if you continue to borrow, your foreign reserves will continue to come down. The value of your currency is threatened. And because you are borrowing, so you will not be able to handle the developmental projects you want to. That means that you are not really putting enough money even into circulation, because you cannot just put money in without investing in capital, major capital project. And that's why so many young people don't have jobs. Government does not just employ people. It must create avenues for jobs to be created. You create avenues by investing in major projects, by stimulating the economy, so that the private sector that will be handling major investments of government and other areas will now in turn employ people. We need to intervene massively in rice production. In that case, you must dam your water bodies to get your water reservoirs, meaning artificial lakes. Then you have to do your irrigation system, because talk about preparing the area for farming. This means that you must spend money. Of course, we are talking about power. Nigerians are complaining about roads. There are some roads, if you take the East-West Road, for example, Obasanjo awarded that contract. That road is supposed to run from Warri to Calabar, through Bayelsa, through River State, through Akwa Ibom. But up to this time, till we finish our 4 years, we are still crawling, because we cannot pay all the certificates being generated by the companies, so it slows down. But when we are paying properly, the companies will work harder, employ more people. So the issue is not as if government is broke. The Nigerian government is not broke. But if we don't manage the economy properly, we will get broke. It has happened to some other countries. I used to say that, look, the way I look at it, if we don't deregulate and we go the way we are going, in the next 3 years or so, what you are talking about will really happen. It has really happened to other countries. And if you look at the oil reserves you are talking about, experts have said that our reserves may not last more than 50 years, except we discover new reserves. To discover new reserves, you need money to do exploration. And if our reserves are going to dry up in the next 50 years, what will be the option for our children and our grandchildren? Some of us at this age, to live for the next 50 years may be extremely difficult unless God wants us to live a very long life. But what of our children? Even if we are alive in the next 50 years, we will not be useful. What of the young people? What of the children? What of our grandchildren? How do you provide for them? So you must look at other options. You must look at other options for the country to generate income. Not all countries are producing oil. So assuming in the next 50 years, Nigeria will no longer be ranked as oil producing nation, what will be the source of income? We must go back to agriculture. We must go to manufacturing. And you have to start it now. We cannot live, and I said that myself, the vice president at the present cabinet, we don't want to leave liabilities behind for others to come and pay. Any money we borrow now will be paid by somebody.